Hey guys, we're answering rapid fire questions today. By rapid, you know what I mean. I answer them at the same pace I do every time. Again, backlog of questions, need to get through them, need to keep this moving. But I wanted to just let you guys know that you're balancing on top of a water bottle right now. So the camera's, whoa, it almost fell. And now you're rocking because I dropped this bottle and it's dented, it's not exactly flat. I'm doing what I can do. Forgive me. All right. Triathlete says, quick question on the herbs. When you get a minute, please. I used to drink green tea, but I stopped since it has caffeine. Then I tried rooibos tea. And I learned that it contains properties that mimic estrogen. So I'm avoiding that now too. I'm not sure if it's better to be safe than sorry here. I'm wondering if there are any good herbal teas that you could actually recommend. So yes, I actually like that Sip Herbals brand, sipherbals.com. They do some really good caffeine alternatives. No caffeine, and they've tried to make it though like for people who love the coffee ritual, but they want a cup of tea. They make these caffeine-free options. So shout out to them. I tried them recently. They sent me some stuff in the mail. I usually just say no to brands that want to send stuff in the mail because they always want you to, they just ask a lot. But I was really curious to try their stuff and it was great, really, really good. So recommend Sip Herbals. Hope that helps. Next question. Same person, triathlete, 2 in a row. Just wondering so that I don't relapse here, if a body is under stress, example, me last year working every hour given to me at a desk job, is it a cortisol spike that can result in HA, or the fact that stress can cause a decrease in appetite and hence weight loss, or the fact that during stressful periods of time, good nutrition might become less of a priority, hence resulting in the weight loss? Combination of all three, ? Yes, combination of all three. So if your body is under stress, then cortisol is high, appetite is being suppressed because digestion is less energy, less resources are able to go to digestion because they want to send you elsewhere, right? So the body is constantly picking and choosing bodily functions to prioritize. There are some that are obviously going to be prioritized number one at all times, such as the beating of the heart and the breathing of the lungs. And then everything else comes down in tiers. Digestion's low on there, reproduction's low on there. So you're gonna experience massive changes to your appetite. Then decreases in body fat are also gonna affect your appetite. So the lower body fat you are, the higher stress you have, appetite is getting increasingly more of an issue. Hopefully that's helpful. And then Mia says, I'm 15, I got my first period, recovery period, but now my cycle is already 45 days long and no period in sight. Maybe I'm eating a bit less since I don't have much of an appetite, but I am exercising less too. Almost nothing, just short walks. Should I be worried? Or is it more normal for my cycles to be longer since I'm still young? At your age, it is actually normal for them to not be super irregular like they would be someone in their mid-20s and beyond. So there is an element there. But already 45 days and no period in sight is getting a bit too long. And at your age, you're actually going to be more on the shorter side of things, not on the longer side of things. So your intuition, where you say, maybe I'm eating a bit less, means you are eating a bit less, so I would go with that. Trust your gut instinct. You know what you're doing, right? You just don't want to really accept it, but that's probably what it is. Christina. Oh, here comes the janitor. Okay, Christina said, I'm following you on Instagram and I've listened to 2 podcasts. I did the lab test in February. I've attached results. Also, I did get these glucose and insulin tests, after which insulin resistance was diagnosed. Usually I don't have a period for 4 to 5 months. The doctor prescribed me metformin. In February, I used OHC, oral hormonal contraceptive, for 6 months last year and stopped with it in October on the doctor's recommendation. I still didn't get a period after 5 months. I thought maybe it's not HA because the diagnosis was insulin resistance, but the therapy with metformin didn't help regulate my hormones. And she provided some labs. So I don't have FSH or estrogen from you, so not super duper helpful. But your TSH is definitely high, and it is highly likely there are some other things going on for you. But if you do connect with the, low body weight, lots of exercise, history of dieting, you likely have multiple things going on, and you will just need to address the HA first before you can even get to the other issues. That's really all I can say right now. But if you do want to talk more in detail, we can dive bigger into that one, but that's can be a more complex case. Then Hallie said, "Hi Danny, I have a few questions. Would be awesome if you could get back to me sometime. I'm 16. I started my period at 13. However, it stopped at the beginning of this year. 7 months ago, when I started vigorous exercise and strict dieting, counting calories, etc., I've just now started to try to get my period back by eating whenever and pretty much whatever I want. My whole family is very healthy," quote. I'm adding the quotes. So there's not a whole lot of soul foods laying around. Sounds like your family is very restrictive, not healthy. I'm also afraid of gaining weight because I'm afraid that others who won't know my goals will think I have bad self-control. I'm 120 pounds and 5'7". My mom and sister are in my support group, though they don't really know anything about this, so I'm trying to educate them on the basics. I'm also not doing any exercise. I do go on short walks, 15 minutes every day, and have been doing yoga and low-impact Pilates. I would love to know your thoughts on my situation. Okay, you sound wise, right? You know that the history is there, it's all making sense, you're not confused. You are at it, when you're 16, you don't have as much control over what gets to be brought in your house. Your parents make the decisions. You don't have the money probably to go and get what you want to get. So this is a tough spot. Probably hardcore educating them on this is the right move, but you may need to push them past the basics. You may need to get them to add more of our episodes or something into the mix. Maybe you want to, don't show them this episode because they'll be defensive. So make sure you just show them other things, have them listen to stories. And I'm also going to link you guys to a meal plan that not a meal plan, no, a meal ideas guide that we created to help people understand what types of meals help with getting periods back. And maybe you can just email your family the PDF. So I'll link that below. Anyone who struggles to come up with meals to eat, that's gonna be a really good option for you, just to get some ideas. Curious what you guys think about it. Okay, Hallie, done. And then Hallie asked another question. She sent me a separate email, so I'm just gonna fill this one in too. She said, I was wondering if the low impact workouts or low impact Pilates would be okay a few times a week. So I didn't even address that in your past email, but you're bringing it back up again. So I'm gonna say you should not do it because I feel like your height to weight ratio is low and I think you need to gain weight. But I'm not your doctor and blah, 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 blah. But that's what it sounds like to me. And that the holding on to the Pilates and the yoga is just allowing you to keep your pinky finger on control. And by the sounds of it, you do not have as much control over what food you have access to. And you probably have some discomfort in eating more around your family because, as you said, you don't want people to judge you. So you can't have it all. right? You can't say, I want to not have to change any of my food and continue to exercise because all of it allows me to control the situation. I get to control how people perceive me. I get to not have to demand changes to the food I have access to. I get to continue to have my pinky finger on exercise in some form, and I get to decide that I think it's low enough impact that it's not a problem. You have too many control mechanisms going on here. You're gonna need to give it up. Like, you're gonna need to let go of at least something. Otherwise, you're really just like basically creating excuses for yourself to not have to change because it's inconvenient to you. And you're special. You don't have to have people see you as not in control of your food and yada yada. At your height and weight, people are probably like hoping you'll gain some weight. There may be some people like that in your life. And I tell you right now, if you keep going down the path of like, everyone sees me as super healthy and no one sees me as gluttonous or lazy or whatever, then eventually when you get to your osteoporosis era, now they're just going to see you as like the girl with the eating disorder or the girl with the HA, which is like none of it's that great. So maybe don't worry about it. And you're so young that like they're expecting your body to change. You know, it's gonna be great. I hope this was a helpful episode, guys. Thank you so much for tuning in. Please like and subscribe. We've got some more videos coming up with Q&As, but I also have planned out a little menu for you through the end of the year. And I'm really excited about it. So make sure you are subscribed so you don't miss out on any of it, because I'm sure that it will apply to you.